with a chance to take the lead. Kaepernick, end zone, Crabtree, broken up, picked off. This game is over.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 12 Minutes of Your Time. I'm Mike Bailey. This is Ryan Bailey. As usual, we're talking Seahawks. We're the Week 8 preview this episode. The Seahawks host the Browns. Both teams 4-2. The Browns are 1-1 on the road with their first win just coming last week against the Colts, 39-38. Not impressive. As usual, this is 12 minutes, so we're going to start the timer now. All right, Ryan. We're going to start off with the Browns defense, or actually anything on the injury report that stands out to you.
I mean, it's nice to have no Deshaun Watson, but he hasn't been playing well anyway, but I just assume that's better for us. And then no Ford, so it's going to be more Kareem Hunt, most likely. And then for us, we're pretty healthy right now. We've got some good offensive linemen coming back. I think the only person who's going to miss is Phil Haynes, so that's nice.
That is nice. I was read that it'll be the first time since week 1 that we've had Charles Cross as left tackle, Damian Lewis at left guard, and Evan Brown at center since week 1. So that'll be nice. So the right-hand side is just where we need to get a little more healthy. Haynes and Abraham Lucas obviously still need a little bit of time. So, and it's nice to actually, since we're on injury reports, it's really nice to see Adams have 2 games in a row. Nothing coming up. Obviously the first game he came back, he was injured and fucking taken out immediately on like 3 plays or whatever it was. Yeah. So that's really nice to see. And there was someone else in mind that I really like seeing stay healthy. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but some of those things, sometimes you feel like it's bad luck in a sense.
Yeah. I know he missed a week, one of the practices this week, but it was like non-injury related, resting his knee, something like that. It's like nothing crazy.
I am all for that with certain players that are experienced enough, they're veterans enough for I forgot what you call it, but just like keep them, let them chill practice. Fresh. They don't always come in. So especially probably earlier in the week when it's or maybe towards later in the week when it's a walkthrough. So anyways, we're going, the second thing we want to talk about is the Browns' impressive pass rush, really, but their defense against our offense. You stated before this that they're number 1 in PFF pass rush. And Myles Garrett is 3rd in the league with 7.5 sacks. And a few other players have a couple of sacks on their thing as well. So, yeah,
I mean, they're just dominating on the pass rush. That's what they're doing. I know Myles Garrett's leading the way, but the other guys are coming in and cleaning things up. They're not badly ranked right now. And, they've got also Shelby Harris on that defense that was on our team last year. So he's got a little insight on what's going on. And that's why he's a little frustrated. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely, and Zadarius Smith is phenomenal, but, last couple of seasons, and maybe he's not a big name as normal as some of the other guys who change positions, or change teams, but he's dominant, and he's, playing the opposite of Myles Garrett, and that's just going to free him up.
Remind me what team he was on previously. The name rings a bell.
Yeah, he was on the Vikings.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they also still have Denzel Ward, a Pro Bowl a cornerback. So their defense can be threatening in a sense. If their offense, I would say they probably rely more on their defense, and if their offense plays well enough, they can win ball games.
Yeah, but I don't know how they put up still 39 points last week with no Ford, no Deshaun Watson, yet were able to put up points. Like, doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't know. Just it's weird. So they're doing something right? They're still winning games, and they're like a force to be reckoned with. To be honest, it's not going to be a pushover game. So hopefully we can keep up.
Yes, I'm definitely a little more threatened by this game. This might be they're 4-2. That speaks volumes right there, and they're in a tough division.
Tennessee Titans at home after the week off.
I was trying to check the score of last week, but I won't do that anymore. Because I was curious how they gave up 38 points to the Colts. Now what I see was
with Gardner Minshew.
Yes, were they up already 2 or 3 touchdowns? And they gave up a couple touchdowns on the end. I believe it was a close game, but that's a little surprising as well.
It was back and forth the whole game. Back
Okay.
the whole game. There was it was just back. It like someone would take a lead one quarter, next quarter somebody else take a lead. Back
Yes. All right. We're about 5 minutes in. I am high on Hunt. I've always liked Hunt, but for him to carry the load the whole game seems a lot to me. With PJ Walker in, I don't know how well PJ Walker distributes the ball to Amari Cooper, to Elijah Moore, and to David Njoku and Hunt. I'm not too sure. Maybe they have the coaching staff might just have to come up with the best game plan they can to beat our defense.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running quarterback. He's been moving around. He has been hitting. He has been hitting. What's his face? Amari Cooper pretty well though. Like it hasn't been that much of a drop off between him and Deshaun, and I think he's just sustaining drives. And then also their kicker has not missed from 50 plus.
Oh wow! Okay.
That's phenomenal. Are you kidding me? Yeah. You don't have to go that far down the field then if you're to get points.
You're right. That
points,
and that would be something that we would need to focus on in special teams and make sure we're converting on the what we talked about last episode was field position, because the field position is not just also DJ Dallas getting us good field position, but it's also making long field goals, Myers, and also punting the ball inside the 20, which Michael Dixon has done very well. So.
Dude, done very well, right? And it's just us sustaining we have to sustain our third downs to push that ball to the other side, and then Dixon can pin it or we get points.
Yes.
And then on the other end, we cannot let them get third down conversions. And with PJ Walker running the ball, I mean, I could see that happening, but we just need to show that we're way more dominant than them talent-wise. We just are.
Yes, and intimidation coming out right off the bat. And quickly, that's one thing we didn't talk about last episode. I believe we had a 53% third down percentage, if I remember correctly, on our offense. So that's something that's not great, but it's definitely a positive from where I think we were.
Yeah, it's definitely better than where we were for sure. We were not getting anything before, and overall, we are ranked better than the Browns for overall grade, just because we've got good special. We got good special teams. We got good offense. We got good defense. Right? They're mainly way better at defense than they are on offense.
Is their special teams grade not is where were they rank?
I think they were ranked around 11th or something like that.
So decent, but not where we're at.
No, definitely not where we're at. No, definitely.
And I believe our defense has been playing out of this world since Devin Witherspoon. I believe we're top 5 or something.
Oh, dude. Well, since Devin Witherspoon has come, which now he's ranked number 1 as PFF corner in the league. And since he's come on, Jamal Adams doesn't have a grade yet because he just hasn't played enough snaps. But Quandre and Love, they have gotten better. Michael Jackson got better. Trey Brown had a phenomenal game last week. Phenomenal. It was a stud, dude. And then the week before that, he got, an interception. He's been playing really well. And then, Bobby in the middle, number 1. I think he's the number 1 rushing or the number 1 run stuffing linebacker in the league, and 3rd overall, which is just insane.
I mean, and to have him and pair him with Brooks, and to have the pass rush we've had. I know we lost Nwosu, unfortunately. Yeah. We did sign Clark. I'm not really expecting a lot in the first game, but you never know. Clark could get a late sack just because he's a talent. He's been around for a long time. He knows he doesn't know this current system, but he knows the system well enough. Because I don't think we really changed a lot in our defensive back. The way we play our defensive backs, it was more of when we went to switch to a 3-4. We were changing our front 7. That's the bye. Yeah. Cleveland only has a plus 19 differential at 4-2. I believe we're much higher than that. So once again, and maybe that the previous game, they got the win, but it was only by 1 point. Maybe that it changes things, but their offensive line, actually, we're going to switch to finish it up because we have about 3 minutes left, 2 minutes. Our defense versus their offense, in a sense, we wanted to focus on the Cleveland offensive line has been playing very well. Ethan Posick, our old offensive lineman, hasn't allowed a sack or a pass rush or a pressure, in the last 3 games. They have other linemen that have not allowed a sack all season. So that's probably what helps PJ Walker and the run game a lot.
Yeah, that's probably what's happening here is that they're just playing. The offensive line is really what's keeping them up. And if you got time to throw the ball or got time to run it, then, good for you. But, I mean, that's what I expect. They're going to come out here and run the football, and we're going to stop that run. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all that's going to happen. They're not going to be any different than what we just went up against in Arizona. They're just going to have a better defense than Arizona does, which, we scored 20 points, and, as long as we can try to score 20 points again, then we should be good. I don't think I'm putting up 20 points.
No, if they did, it would probably be 20, 21 around that. And then we would just need to make sure we got to 24 or 27 points. It probably will be close. It's around a 3-point spread at the moment towards us. So we're going to get a field goal there. But yeah, I guess to kind of adjust what we were saying earlier is that their defense is playing really well, but their offensive line is playing really well, just to give credit where credit's due. And they do have the talent in a sense. Elijah Moore is no schlup. Amari Cooper's a great veteran. And once again, I'm probably a little more high on Hunt than other people. I just always enjoyed watching him be able to run and pass catch. That's something that a lot of backs don't necessarily have.
Yeah, no, Hunt's been always a special talent, but he sat behind Chubb forever, and
yes,
yeah, and had his issues.
So we got 1 minute left, less than a minute. We usually wrap up with special teams, but we kind of went over that. Is there anything else you'd like to finish up with?
I just want to see. Okay, so I think that we'll have more Bobo, right? I want to have more tight ends out there. I think we're going to need to have more run blocking guys. And having Bobo out there, being able to handle the pressure, do it all, really helped because his run blocking is just amazing. So I want to see more Bobo. I want to see more tight ends out there. I want to be able to protect our quarterback and be able to sustain third downs and run the football.
Cool. I love it. Real quick, can you look up Bobo's PFF run block grade while I finish up?
Yeah, let me look it up.
Okay, cool. We were talking about it earlier about the pass rush. Yes, how do we adapt to that? Do we go up tempo? Do we go no huddle? Those are probably the same things, but you get what I'm saying. Do we just do a lot of quick routes to Lockett and JSN? Do we do a lot of play action? We roll away from Miles and double him with some of the tight ends. Those are certain things that hopefully Shane Waldron can come up with and whatever offensive minds. Alex, I'm forgetting his last name, our offensive line coach. He's probably happy to have those 3 guys on the left side back. But in general, the whole unit needs to play very well. We do need to focus on Garrett. We'll probably double Garrett a lot. But in the long run, we can't let the other pass rushers sneak up in the backside and, any mistakes we might make that they capitalize on them. So, and yes, I would like to see more Bobo. I'd like to see more tight ends. Just a plethora of playing call. Change it up, make them adjust.
Yeah, I definitely like that. So Bobo had an 80. He had an 81 grade on pass blocking last week.
On run blocking?
On run blocking, yep.
Run blocking. Beautiful. I'm sure that's very high.
No, that's like a phenomenal grade. Phenomenal grade for sure. And then overall, he just has a great grade already. Like he's in the 80s. He's 82.6 overall. Like that's amazing.
Yeah.
For a rookie out there. I mean, yeah, he's no Puka Nacua, but whatever. Like that's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Great. All right, everybody. Once again, this is 12 minutes every time. Thank you for listening. We much appreciate it. I'm Mike Bailey. This is Ryan Bailey. Let's go Hawks. Big win. We need that home win with the throwback jerseys.
I love them. All right, go Hawks.